Yo, what's up? This is Eric with the Card Guys, and I'm here with.
Taylor Mock.
And then, what did you do?
I got fourth place at the Kissimmee Regional yesterday.
What'd you play?
Metalfoes.
All right, let's get to it.
All right. 3 Bismugear, 3 of the level 2 guy, 3 of the level 3, 3 of the level 4, and 3 of the level 7. I have no idea what their names are. Yeah, they're Metalfoes cards. That's why we play all of them.
I see that they're foreign.
Yeah.
Good job.
3 Eccentrics. This is, I think, the best card in the deck. One of the best cards. This card is just like not only MST, but it's also like an extender piece with combination. So this card is really good. It's my favorite card in the deck. Luster. This card's broken. Kieran and 3 Bambukus. Self-explanatory. This card should be banned. Rescue Rabbit. This card's really good. It's like, if you open up like this and this, you have a play. Like, I mean, there's nothing that you can really not out at this point. And this card outs the main deck anti-spells, which is really good. And it just, I mean, summoning 2 Metalfoes monsters is ridiculous. 2 Gofus. I don't know if I want to play 3 or not. I need to test it more. 2 is a good number. I never drew multiples. But I didn't see the card as much as I wanted to, so I may try to bump it up to 3, but I need to test it more. That's it for the monsters. Upstart, 3 Desires, is a staple in every deck. 3 Painfuls, you want to see this card every hand. 2 Quick Play Fusions. I wanted to play this card because it was more proactive than counter. Like counter, if you set it, you are waiting 2 to 3 turns, usually to get the full effect of it. Like you may destroy something, but your opponent's probably going to play around it. I just wanted a card I could set it and then activate it on the next turn. Fusion, your recycling of the deck. I mean, if you get this banished, your game becomes a lot shorter, so you actually have to like be careful of that. And that's it for the spells. 1 combination. This card's really good. I mean, there's so many ways to like destroy this card with eccentric. Setting this and like setting up for next turn and flipping up and popping it with one of the Metalfoes guys, summoning the Vermilion Mech guy, summoning Break Sword and popping this in an opponent's card. It's just really good combo piece. I don't know why I didn't play this when the deck first came out, but this card's really good. And 3 Dimension Barriers. This is the best card in the deck. One of the best cards. This is one of the best cards in the format. I mean, you flip this card and your opponent basically ends their turn. I mean, you wait for a ABC player to go into an Exceed, and then you flip this card and call Fusion, and they just lose. That's it for the main deck, 40 cards. Extra deck, 1 Orichalc, 1 Adamante. This was really good because I expected to play a lot of Rogue at the regional, so like it gave use to Alcahest. Like if I took a monster, I could fuse with it and not just like pop it off with the scales or something like that. And I also had a reason for in my side deck that I played this too, and I'll show you guys more of that. 2 Alcahest. You always wanted 2 because you never knew if you're going to be able to get the second one or get it back into your extra deck off of Mithrilium because people play Strike and everything. And the second one was always good because you could set up with like double fusion and or double quick play fusion, and your opponent just couldn't deal with 2 Alcahest. So that was really good. 3 Mithrilium. This is your floater of the deck. I would never play less than 3. This card is just way too good. Usually go into one on turn 1, and then quick play fuse into either Alcahest or into another one of these on your opponent's turn, and then summon something back, and then you start your turn and like bounce something back, and you always want to have another one because like if you summon this guy and then fuse it off and then summon this guy and this guy gets striked with his effect, now you're out of Mithrilium. So you always need the third one to like try to put these 2 back at least. I made 3 quite frequently. Synchros, Ignister, this card's broken. Omega, this card is really good if you like banish something off of Desires, you just put it back in there. And I mean, your deck's inherently better than every other deck because your deck is just an inherent +1 every card basically. Because your cards don't go anywhere, I mean you just summon them back. So like if you're playing with 7 or 8 cards and your opponent's playing with 5, then your deck is just better. And then Vermilion Mech Dragon, like I said, this card's really good. It's an extender piece. It's popping through back row. It just lets you play through a lot of stuff, so this card's really good. I did a cool play with this yesterday where I had this on the field, and I Pendulum summoned a Luster and a Gold Driver. and it got striked, and I banished the Luster to pop a back row, and then popped this on my next turn with one of the scales, and added the Luster back, and then made the same play again. And it's just like my opponent just couldn't deal with it. Utopia, Lightning, yeah, self-explanatory, and Castell for the rank 4s. Just another out to anti-spell. I actually used this guy's Book of Moon effect yesterday, which is really cool. I'd never used this effect before. I forgot I had it. But this guy left a Luster Pendulum on board, and I Book of Mooned it, and then double pierced with Orichalc for game. So that was pretty cool. Grand Pulse back row for like the Paleozoic deck, stuff like that. I mean, it's MST basically. You can pop your own Bismugear. You can pop your own combination, so it can be a combo piece too. And Breaksword. This card's really good. Scrap Dragon. 3 Kaijus. I never cited this card in. It'll probably be board wipes. Yeah, I never cited this card in. 2 Jinzos for the Paleozoics. I didn't play Paleozoics yesterday, but I did play against a Rockstone, so this did come in. And I tribute summoned it. I summoned a Gofu, tribute summoned this, and my opponent just could not play the game. So this card was good. 3 Retaliating Seas for the Mirror. This card is absolutely fantastic. If you open this card and your opponent does their basic play of popping scales to set a fusion and then pendulum summon and activate fusion, if you summon this, you win the game because your opponent only plays 1 fusion spell card and their monsters get banished. So they lose 3 cards for you just summoning this. And this is also the reason that we play the level 5 fusion, because if you summon this, if you don't open with this and you go second, you make your board and set the quick play fusion with this in hand, and then they do their fusion play and you summon this, their cards get banished, and if they try to clear your board with other cards and leave this on board so your cards get banished, you use the quick play fusion to fuse this into the level 5 guy, so that way you don't lose any resources, and you can also search a Maxi too. So this was absolutely fantastic in the mirrors I played. 2 Maxi for BA and also to go with the Retaliating Sea. I didn't play any BA, but I cited this in every time I cited in Retaliating Sea. 3 Cosmic Cyclones for back row decks in the mirror, and just out anti-spell because anti-spell sucks. I wish that card was banned. And I probably should have played 3 of this, but 2 System Downs for ABC. I only played 2 ABC, so it didn't hurt me that bad. But I never drew this card, so I definitely should have played 3 of this card. But yeah, and that's the deck.
All right. Well, thank you, and once again, congrats on your time.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.